You ever try stuffing a full-size pistol into a pair of joggers? Yeah, doesn't work. In 2025, it's all about staying light, low profile, and ready to roll without looking like you're carrying a brick on your hip. We've hit a point where tiny no longer means weak. Thanks to better materials, tighter engineering, and a market that's obsessed with concealability, pocket pistols now come loaded with features that used to be reserved for full-size duty guns. Think optics cuts, extended mags, night sights, even compensators. And with more folks packing legally these days, there's never been a better time to get something small that still hits hard. So today, I'm breaking down my picks for the top 7 smallest handguns you can own in 2025. The ones that prove good things really do come in small packages. And hey, if you like your guns tiny but mighty, hit that like button, tap subscribe, and sound off in the comments with your current carry. Let's get into it. Alright, starting strong with my number 1 pick, the Springfield Hellcat RDP Micro Compact. And when I say this thing punches way above its weight class, I mean it. You've probably already heard about the original Hellcat. It kind of flipped the table when it came to micro compacts. But the RDP? This is Springfield flexing hard. RDP stands for Rapid Defense Package, and they weren't messing around. This little guy ships with a Hex Wasp red dot mounted right out of the box, plus a factory compensator to tame that 9mm snap. Yeah, you heard me. A red dot and a comp on a gun that fits in your palm. Capacity-wise, you're looking at 11+1 in the standard mag and 13+1 with the extended. That's serious firepower for something you can stash in your waistband without printing. It's got a solid U-dot sight system, in case you don't want to run the optic, a flat-face trigger that's surprisingly crisp, and that adaptive grip texture that just sticks without being too aggressive. Now sure, it's a little chunkier than something like a Ruger LCP, and it's not exactly featherweight, but that extra heft helps when you're shooting fast. And trust me, thanks to the comp, follow-up shots are way faster than you'd expect out of a gun this size. This thing feels like it was built for people who take their EDC seriously but don't want to lug around a full-size piece. It's not the cheapest gun on this list, but if you're looking for a do-it-all carry pistol with premium features in a micro package, the Hellcat RDP might just be your endgame. Fast, flat shooting, optics ready, and ready to throw down straight out of the box. What's not to love? Now next up at number 2, we're talking about a pistol that doesn't need flashy upgrades or wild marketing to prove it's a solid piece of kit. The Glock 42. Now, I already know somebody in the comments is going to say, "Bro, it's just a 380. But listen, if we're talking about smallest, most reliable handguns that you'll actually carry every single day, the G42 absolutely deserves a spot on this list. This thing is about as slim as Glock gets. It weighs just under 14 ounces unloaded, has a 6+1 round capacity, and slides into a pocket holster like it was made for it. The grip angle, the texture, the no-nonsense Glock trigger, it's all there, just scaled down into something so lightweight and compact you'll forget it's even on you. That's the real magic here. When comfort and concealability come first, the 42 checks all the boxes without giving up that Glock dependability. Now I get it. 380 ACP doesn't hit like 9mm, and that's true. But let's be real. A well-placed shot from a gun you actually have on you beats a full-size blaster you left at home because it was too bulky. Plus, with modern defensive ammo, 380's not the joke it used to be. And on the plus side, recoil is almost non-existent. So if you're recoil sensitive or just want to run drills without beating up your hands, this one's easy to love. Honestly, I see the Glock 42 as the no-excuses carry gun. It's simple, sleek, and stupidly reliable. No safeties to fumble with, no gimmicks, just a pistol that works when you need it to. Whether it's your daily carry, backup gun, or glove box companion, the G42 just makes sense. And when you're betting on reliability in a tiny package, Glock always delivers. Alright, let's get a little fancy with number 3. The Kimber Micro 9 Rapide Dawn. Now this one's for the folks who like their pocket pistols with a side of style. This thing doesn't just perform. It shows up to the range looking like it just stepped out of a Bond movie. But don't let the good looks fool you. Underneath that sexy two-tone slide and aggressive serrations is a very real, very capable Micro 9mm. The Micro 9 has always been a solid performer in the concealed carry game, but the Rapide Dawn version kicks it up with some serious upgrades. You get a 7+1 capacity in a single-stack magazine, a crisp 1911-style single-action trigger that breaks like glass, true glow night sights, and custom slide cuts that give it both swagger and faster cycling. The fit and finish? Straight-up premium. It's the kind of gun that makes your Glock feel like a rental. Size-wise, it's still totally viable for EDC. It's compact, lightweight, and fits in just about any IWB holster setup without printing. The all-metal frame adds a little extra heft compared to a polymer pistol, but honestly, that's not a bad thing. It helps with recoil control and just gives the gun a rock-solid quality feel. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: price. The Micro 9 Rapide Dawn ain't cheap, but you're paying for craftsmanship here. It's the difference between a carry piece and a statement. If you want a micro-sized 9mm that looks amazing, feels like a custom gun, and shoots like a dream, the Rapide Dawn absolutely delivers. You'll spend a little more, but trust me, this thing gets compliments every time it clears leather. Sliding into number 4, we've got something a little retro, a little sneaky, and a whole lot of cool: the Beretta 3032 Tomcat Covert. Now, this isn't your run-of-the-mill micro pistol. This is what happens when old-school design meets modern carry needs. Chambered in 32 ACP, the Tomcat Covert brings something rare to the table. It's compact, it's stylish, and it's got features that make it perfect for folks looking for something truly unique. First off, let's talk about the tip-up barrel. This isn't just a novelty. If you've got weak hands, arthritis, or just don't want to rack a slide under pressure, the Tomcat's barrel literally pops open so you can drop in a round without messing with the slide. It's genius, and honestly, it should be on more carry guns. The Covert model also adds a threaded barrel, so yeah, you can throw a suppressor on this bad boy. Silly? Maybe. Fun? Absolutely. It's got a 7+1 capacity, weighs about 15 ounces, and disappears into a pocket holster or belly band setup. The double-action, single-action trigger system isn't the lightest, but it's totally manageable with some practice. Accuracy is surprisingly decent for a gun this size, and recoil? Super mild. It's a 32 after all, but don't underestimate it. Modern 32 ACP defensive rounds have made this caliber a legit option for deep concealment or backup carry. Look, is it the most powerful gun on this list? Not even close. But what it lacks in firepower, it makes up for in carry comfort, shootability, and flat-out cool factor. If you want a deep concealment piece with real character, and something different from the polymer crowd, the Tomcat Covert is a little gun with big personality. At number 5, we're throwing it back a bit with a classic that just refuses to retire: the Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard 380. Now, this one might not have the bells and whistles of some of the newer micros, but let me tell you, it still slaps in 2025, especially if you're hunting for a true pocket pistol that doesn't need a manual to run. First thing to know, it's small. Like, hide it in a pocket and forget it's small. It's chambered in 380 ACP, carries 6+1 rounds, and weighs about 12 ounces. The polymer frame makes it light, but the build still feels solid. It comes with a double-action-only trigger, and yeah, I'll admit it's a bit of a long pull, but that's also what makes it a little safer for deep concealment or purse carry. You won't be accidentally setting this thing off fumbling for your keys. Some versions come with an integrated laser, which honestly is pretty slick for quick aiming in low light or tight quarters. Sight picture is basic but usable. It's not a range toy or competition gun, it's a get-off-me pistol, and it does its job. Plus, it's reliable. I've seen these things eat everything from hollow points to bargain bin FMJs without hiccups. And the best part? It's one of the most budget-friendly guns on this list. You can usually find one well under $400, and that makes it a killer option for someone looking for a first carry piece or a no-fuss backup gun. It may not win any beauty contests, but when it comes to straight-up reliability and a deep concealment package, the Bodyguard 380 still earns its spot. Sometimes old school just works. Coming in at number 6 is the Sig Sauer P365-380. If you've ever shot the original P365, you already know it was a game changer. Sig basically looked at the micro-compact market and said, "We can make this better." Now, imagine all the magic of the P365, but with less recoil and easier shooting. That's the 380 version. Same size, same 10+1 round capacity, same awesome ergonomics. But when you chamber it in 380, this little guy becomes incredibly shootable, even for folks who aren't super comfortable with snappy recoil. It's like shooting a .22 that actually matters. The slide is easy to rack, which makes it perfect for newer shooters or anyone who struggles with slide manipulation. And yes, it's optics ready. You want to throw a red dot on this thing? Go for it. It also includes Sig Light night sights, a nice touch straight from the factory. And let's talk about how it feels in the hand. The grip texture is grippy without being abrasive, and the whole gun just melts into your palm. The flat-face trigger is responsive and breaks clean. It feels premium, because it is. Sig didn't skimp on this one, even though it's a lighter caliber. The recoil is soft, the cycling is smooth, and it's just fun to shoot. Now yeah, it's a bit pricier than some of the other 380s on this list, but you're getting that Sig quality, fit, finish, and flawless reliability. This isn't just a beginner's gun. It's a serious option for anyone who values shootability and wants to train often without punishing their hands. If you want a micro pistol that balances comfort, class, and capacity, the P365-380 is the smooth operator you've been looking for. Sliding into number 7 is a tiny terror that's been punching above its weight since it dropped. The Ruger LCP Max. This thing is a perfect example of how far we've come in the world of pocket pistols. If you ever handled the original LCP, you know it was small, lightweight, and easy to carry. But honestly, it felt like shooting a stapler. The LCP Max? Whole different story. Ruger took everything people loved about the original, upgraded what needed fixing, and somehow squeezed in more capacity without bulking it up. This little guy holds 10+1 rounds of 380 ACP in a micro package that weighs just under 11 ounces unloaded. That's serious capacity in a gun that literally fits in your front pocket. Ruger didn't just slap more rounds in it, though. They also upgraded the sights, added a tritium/luminescent front post, widened the grip just enough to improve shootability, and gave it decent texture that won't sand your skin off but still locks in. And let's talk about comfort. The LCP Max is shockingly manageable to shoot for a gun this small. It's still a 380, so recoil's light, but the improved grip and slide geometry make it way more fun to practice with than the original. Slide serrations are better, the mag release is solid, and reloads don't feel like a chore. It even comes with a pocket holster in the box. Nice little bonus for new carriers. Now it's not a range beast. You won't be blasting steel at 25 yards with match precision. But that's not the point. This is your grab and go, just in case, slip it in your pants pistol. For deep concealment or backup carry, the LCP Max is still king of the micro jungle, and it won't wreck your wallet either. So there you have it, 7 of the smallest, slickest, and most reliable handguns you can legally own in 2025. Whether you're looking to slim down your everyday carry, need a pocket backup for your main piece, or just want something you'll actually carry every day without leaving it on the nightstand, these guns prove that small doesn't mean weak. From feature-packed 9mm with red dots and comps, to ultralight 380s that disappear in your waistband, we've got legit firepower in the tiniest packages we've ever seen. And hey, just because a gun is small doesn't mean you have to settle. You've got optics-ready slides, night sights, threaded barrels, even single-action triggers and match-grade aesthetics. So, pick the one that fits your hand, your budget, and your lifestyle. Now I gotta know, did your favorite make the list? Or did I leave out your pocket-sized hero? Hit the comments and let me know what you're carrying and why. I'm always down to hear what works for real-world EDC. And as always, smash that like button, tap subscribe, and share this video with your crew. Stay sharp, stay safe. Until next time, lock and load.